Happy Friday, everybody. It's Pam with Perfectly Holistic. It's great to be back for a Friday night live energy testing for kitties. So, guys, I'll give you a couple seconds to hop on. Let me know you're here. Say hello. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. And hopefully, you guys have had a great Friday. So, we're going to jump in here in a couple minutes and do some energy testing on some cats that were entered for our event today. Marissa's here. I'm so glad you're here. I was just thinking I needed to text you. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Hello from Iowa. Awesome. Hi, Susan. How is Precious Mia? I can't wait to look at her today. Yes, my day has been going well. Hopefully you guys have had a great Friday. It's officially the weekend, you know. Anything after 5 o'clock on Friday is officially the weekend. So we're going to start it off fun tonight. So yeah, I'm so excited. She's meowy. Oh, I bet she is. I'm so excited for her and her progress that you have been just had so much success with. I think it's awesome. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. CB in Iowa, do you have kitties or dogs or both? And what are their names? Hi, Mary. Thanks for hopping on. And that's Aylin. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? You want to say hi? Come here. And Gunner's on here somewhere. Everybody say hi to Aylin. Hi, Aylin. Oh, now she doesn't want to be here. Hi, come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Where's your brother? Now see. Where are you going? She's such a monkey. She likes to ride on my shoulders. Okay, so I'm so excited. Let's go ahead, and I know people are still going to be hopping on, so that's all fine and great. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start. I hope that Ryoko is here watching, just in case I have any questions. Ryoko submitted JJ, and I'm going to basically give you guys, just read you the background that I was sent. So my 9-year-old boy JJ was diagnosed with intestinal lymphoma last October. We decided to go the natural way because JJ had negative reactions to many kinds of medication, including vaccines and steroids. He was once told that he's allergic to poultry, and he was on rabbit for a while. Then he got sensitive to rabbit last year. We tried other proteins like lamb, beef, fish, venison. Nothing works. He gets diarrhea and vomiting. He is on pork wet food and salmon dry food now, but he doesn't eat much wet food. He is also super sensitive to freeze-dried food and probiotics. That's strange. We've tried many different kinds of probiotics and gut health supplements. They just made him feel worse. We just started Catalyst from the 2 Crazy Cat Ladies and Ion Gut Support. I've been interested in your energy testing and would love to find out what protein he can tolerate. So I decided to give this a shot. So yeah, I'm going to check real quick, see if Ryoko is here. Oh, you got 4: Buttercup, Pippin, Puck, and Poe. Oh, I love those names. Okay, I'm going to answer a quick question. So Danielle, how do we get signed up for the free reading? I only have 1 more spot. So if you want to take that spot for tonight, you have to email me, Pam at Perfectly Holistic. Email me a photo of the kitty and a brief description of what your question is, what your concern is. And that will be my last spot for today. Nicole says, my cat just came home from surgery. I don't want to give the antibiotics because of gut health. Should I give it, or is there a better natural way? Nicole, I really can't answer that without seeing the cat. I would have to know a little bit more what the issue is before I could really answer that one. So long story short, yes, it's possible that you can use more of a natural approach to the issue to, instead of an antibiotic, but I would just want to know a little bit more detail. Okay, so we're going to start with, I'm not very techie, so apologies in advance. I'm not going to attempt to share my screen because something would probably go wrong. So I wish you could see this pretty kitty. If you're not familiar with muscle testing or energy testing, basically it is a way to tap into the body's wisdom. The nervous system is the conductor of energy. And basically we tap into the nervous system when you're doing actual muscle testing, like with fingers or arms or things like that. When I'm using a pendulum, I'm testing energy, the energy field of the person or the pet. And I can ask the body questions, just simple yes, no questions, and get yes, no answers. So the body has incredible wisdom on what it needs, what's out of balance, and you just have to learn how to ask the questions if you're using a pendulum, or making statements if you're using your fingers for muscle testing. But this is the main thing that I do to help figure out what's going on with the cat. How do we support the cat or the dog? Where can we find congruence? What supplements would be beneficial or necessary in a certain situation? What is a root cause? It's finding out what resonates and what doesn't resonate with that particular animal. What's going to strengthen the animal versus weaken the animal. So that's the goal, is to figure out what's in the cat's highest and best good, what is necessary. Where is there a stressor? Where is there an imbalance energetically? Where is there a sensitivity, like for foods, for example? So I'm going to jump here. Oh, let's say hello. So yeah, he always likes to make an appearance. Okay, so I'm testing JJ, and I know that JJ has intestinal lymphoma with a lot of food sensitivities. So my first inclination is really to find out what's the root cause of the lymphoma. And I don't have a complete history of prior to October of last year, but I'm going to ask his body a few questions. First thing is common causes of lymphoma is usually a progression from IBD. It could be chronic food sensitivities or something that interrupted the natural balance, if you will, of the whole GI tract. There's chronic inflammation coming from somewhere. So I'm just curious right off the top of my head if parasites could be a part of the issue. So I'm asking, do parasites resonate on any level? No. Okay, that's good. Are there food sensitivities? Yes. So let's find out. Are there proteins that are causing sensitivity, are resonating with imbalance? Yes. And let's find out, is there one? Are there two? Are there three? Are there four? Four. Okay. So let's go check the list he sent. Okay, so is chicken a stressor? Yes. Is rabbit a stressor? Yes. Is lamb a stressor? Yes. Is fish? No. Is venison? No. Is beef? Yes. Okay. Is salmon? Is pork, no. We could do some work to clear the food sensitivities. Ryoko, that's something we could work on together. And then dry food, I know you said he doesn't eat a whole lot of wet food, so that's making me think that maybe there's a sugar addiction. So let's see, is sugar a stressor? Yes. I don't know exactly what kind of food, of what brand and what you're feeding. But something is telling me that legumes resonate as a stressor. So yeah, okay. So does environmental toxin resonate? Yes. Okay, so is glyphosate resonating? Glyphosate is resonating, and glyphosate isn't going to be labeled on a pet food because pet foods are not required to test for that. But if you're feeding a cat dry food that has if you're feeding a dry food that has legumes or corn or soy or even wheat products, there's a very good chance that those ingredients have been highly sprayed with glyphosate before harvesting. And as we know, glyphosate is linked to lymphoma and cancers and things like that. So there's a possibility that that could be the source of lymphoma. Sugar is a stressor, yes, and opioid receptor site. Yeah, this kitty's got a sugar addiction. That's what I call it because it's the dry food is metabolized as sugar, and that hits that opioid receptor site in the brain, which is that yummy, feel good sensation when they eat the food. Just like with people, with sugar, with salt, with cocaine, with drugs, things like that, it has that same effect. So is there a block to wet food? No. He just prefers the dry because, it's that opioid effect. So I would look at trying to see what you can do to take him off the dry food completely. Do some detox work to clear out all the glyphosate from the tissues because that stuff is deadly. Just do some detox protocols. The ion gut support is excellent for that, but we probably need to take it one step further and add a chemical cleanse product. I love heavy metal and chemical cleanse from Global Healing, and it's so easy to give. It's like a drop a day. You just mix into the food. It's a people product, but we reduce the dose for pets. So we could detox the glyphosate that way. Let me see. Gut support. Yeah, and you know what else I'm thinking? S. Boulardi plus MOS by Jarrow is something I would put him on instead of the probiotics. Oh gosh. You guys hear Gunner back there howling. He always does this when I go live. So yeah, I would put him on an S. Boulardi for probably 3 months. And he needs it twice a day. Because it's a non-fermenting yeast that is excellent for gobbling up all of the unhealthy microbes and gut flora and help rebalancing the healthy gut flora. And you've got to have a healthy gut if you're going to have a healthy cat. So that's kind of my 2 cents worth on the on JJ. And so we could address the food sensitivities, but we've got to clean up the gut, do some detox work. The catalyst is great. And since there's also obviously some intestinal stuff going on, is B12, I would put him on some sort of a B supplement, B complex, B12, just as an immune support. And it also helps making sure that they're absorbing, just supplying enough B vitamins. So cats who have intestinal diseases like lymphoma may not be absorbing enough of those nutrients. So that's testing really well as well. Okay, so hopefully that helped. So I'm going to come back over here and see if I can answer some questions or see what you guys are saying. Okay. So I'm seeing Danielle and I'm seeing Michelle. Are you guys together? I see same last name. So again, I have one spot left. So it's whoever gets it to me first. Let me check. Oh, he is loud. Are y'all laughing? He's bossy. Okay. It's Pam at purrrfectlyholistic.com. So yeah, go ahead and send that over and make sure you spell it Purrrr, perfectlyholistic.com. Okay. Okay, we are going to go on to Molly. Okay, so Mara submitted Sweet Molly. And there you, okay, that's the picture I'm going to use. Okay, so the history of Molly. She has been our guest for a year now, together with her brother Nikki, while their owners are overseas. Their mother didn't survive, but they were rescued and brought over from Greece to Germany. Apparently, after her castration, she gained weight, but I think she's dealing with more issues. Since her moving to ours, she is getting fresh meat only, and I think you lost weight. She loves being in our company and stays very close also to her brother, although she attacks him severely sometimes, especially when she needs to be fed. She loves exploring, but her body seems to be in the way and limits her adventures. So the question is, why does she attack her brother? Does she have digestive issues? Does she have joint aches? And how can I help her lose her hanging belly? You know, basically the skin that hangs down after they are spayed or neutered. Some cats get it, some cats don't. Like my females, Aylin doesn't have it. I can't remember if Lily had a little bit of that. I don't think she did. I know it's more prevalent in males, and they call it a primordial pouch. And it's basically just skin that kind of hangs down, and it's, if they were ever to get like attacked from another animal or whatever in the wild, you know, that area of the body is very important because that's where all the important organs are. So the primordial pouch kind of adds a layer of protection. So if they were to get attacked in that area, they would probably affect more of that extra skin fold instead of the actual sensitive organs behind it or underneath it. So that's what I have learned about that. My concern is she's getting fresh meat only. I don't know if her diet is complete and balanced. So that is my first concern. And the fact that she's hungry and she is acting like she's what's the word I'm looking for? She is fighting for food, so to speak, especially when they're being fed. She may just have this defensive posture, like, stay away from my food. I am hungry. Don't take my stuff. So I am concerned that she may not be getting appropriate nutrients. So let's ask if Molly, is there nutrient deficiencies? I'm getting a big yes on that. So what I would recommend is that if you're going to be feeding a homemade diet, you need to follow a recipe, a complete and balanced raw recipe, or buy commercial raw cat food. Because feeding fresh meat in and of itself is not going to provide her with all of the amino acids and the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals that she needs. Especially taurine and B vitamins and vitamin E, things like that. So I would go to somewhere like catinfo.org, felinenutrition.org. Look at some of those websites and find a recipe that you can follow if you're going to make a homemade diet. Otherwise, buy something commercially made that is already put together that has all of those nutrients in there. So if you fix that, that's going to be a huge, huge step. Their nutrition is foundational to their overall health. And then she may not feel so hungry all the time. She's just not getting enough nutrition. Let's also ask, is her brother a stressor? Yes. Can I say one thing here? If you were raised with a brother or sister, there's always going to be some type of sibling rivalry. Even in cat families, there's always going to be some sibling rivalry. Someone's going to be dominant, in the hierarchy in the home, and someone is not. So that's probably what that is. My feeling is there's probably some emotional blocks here. So I'm going to test and see, does Molly have any emotional blocks at this time? I'm getting a yes. So again, that is something that we can clear energetically. We can clear emotional blocks. We can clear the brother as a stressor associated with those emotional blocks to help the relationship heal and restore. But it doesn't mean that they won't get mad at each other down the road, but if it's a serious issue, it's definitely worth addressing. Let me see what else you had a question about. So let's see. So given the fact that she's staying with you guys while her owners are overseas, I'm betting abandonment might be one of the emotional blocks. So let's ask, is abandonment resonating with her? I'm getting a big yes. So she's probably feeling like her other family just left and abandoned her. Not surprising. I see that here and there, with cats who've gone through abandonment issues, not specifically all the time in loving homes, so to speak, but cats who have been found and rescued and, thrown out on the streets when their people moved and left them, to fend for themselves. Those kind of issues come up a lot with history. So again, it might be worth it to do some energy work with her just to clear some of that emotional stress, because whenever there's health issues, there's always an emotional component to some level. So let's see if there was anything else I need to address here. Does she have digestive issues? Well, let's ask more specifically, are there food sensitivities? No. Do intestines resonate? No. Does stomach resonate? No. So probably not so much digestive issues. I think it's more of a nutritional imbalance. So we need to address that. Well, hello. Are you back? That's Aylin. Hi. Okay. So you didn't say how old she was. Does muscular system resonate? Does skeletal system resonate? Do joints resonate? No. If she's acting if she's acting somehow like she's moving slowly, or I'm guessing you're thinking arthritis type issues, some of that can be nutritional deficiencies. So again, I would look at the diet. Let's get the diet right. Okay. So I'm looking over here at your questions. She's panicky. Susan, is that Mia? Thank you, Marissa. Okay, I'm just wondering if I'm going to wait here for a second. Oh, no. Okay. There she goes again. Okay, so we are going to go back to the next one. So Shirley and her boy Weasley. Oh my gosh, he's really cute too. He's an orange tabby. So Weasley Gets rumbly in his chest a few times a year, loose phlegm, and sometimes a cough. We went through all the medicines, antibiotics, and such available with a regular veterinarian and specialist, but decided not to do a lung flush or bronchoscopy. It comes and goes. He takes a supplement for our immune system. He manages it pretty well so far. I'm wondering if it can be very bad allergies. Well, let's find out. So first, I would say, does Weasley have environmental sensitivities? I'm getting a yes. Do lungs resonate? Yes. I wonder, was he ever diagnosed, or did they ever talk to you about like a bronchial infection? So does infection resonate? No. Okay, so see, environmental sensitivities, that comes and goes. That's seasonal allergies. So let's ask, does nasal tissue resonate? Yes. Does nasal mucosa? Yes. So he's probably got a lot of, like you said, phlegm that drains down, and then it, just like us, it drains down and we kind of cough it up and things like that. So is it, does liver need supported? Yes. And I'm not sure what kind of food you feed. Let's see here. If you're watching, if you could tell me if he eats dry or wet. Let's see here. So definitely need liver support. Callie Foss in his highest, no. With Spongia tosta. Okay, so for the seasonal allergies / cough symptoms, there's a homeopathic remedy called Spongia tosta 30C. That's a potency that tests really well, and it matches this kind of symptom. So that's really indicated when there's like a cough involved. So I would probably use something like that, and then make sure that the liver is supported. Make sure he's eating a wet food. If dry food, I used to have a cat years ago before I got smart, and he was diagnosed with some kind of kitty bronchitis. And they showed me the x-rays, and it was like all in the lungs. And they said, oh, there's no cure for this. But knowing, my brain's like, oh, yes, there is. There's always a cure. You just don't know what it is. And so one of the immediate things that I did is I took him off the dry food. And within days, literally days, his bronchitis went from, full-blown cough to 95% better. So if you're eating dry food, I would take them off all the dry food, because there was a lot of dust. It's inflammatory. So I would look at diet if that was the case with Weasley. But I would look at supporting the liver for allergies. I love that he is on an immune support. But I'm going to check one more thing. Does virus resonate? No. Does vaccines resonate? Yes. Okay, so environmental toxins like vaccines can cause chronic immune system issues. So I would do some vaccine detox. I would support the liver, make sure he's on a wet diet, and address those allergy symptoms with the Spongia tosta. So yeah, again, whenever there is an immune system issue, whether it's upper respiratory or whatever, we got to look at the gut. Because the gut houses over 70% of the immune system. So if the immune system is not healthy, we've got to address the gut. If you can heal the gut, the body has a much better chance of healing all the other immune system kind of issues. So, yes. Okay. Okay, so Susan, thank you. The cat you were working on just wondered if she was panicky over food. Well, they had made a comment that she gets very kind of defensive when she's eating. When like the brother, like, get away from me, don't touch my food. So that's why I was thinking, I don't know that I would describe it as panicky, um, but very food aggression. I guess I would describe it like that. She's hungry, so she's just not. She doesn't appear to be getting enough nourishment. So that's what I'm thinking with that. Okay, so let's go on to little Miss Mia. And look at her. She's still battling the sneezing and the upper respiratory stuff. And considering it's springtime, my instinct says environmental sensitivities. So are there environmental sensitivities? Yes. And are these trees? Yes. If you go on to pollen.com, type and just enter your zip code or your city, you're going to see whatever the major things are that are blooming in your area right now. And you can just know, okay, if my cat's really having allergy stuff, chances are it's because of this, this, and this. So trees are grasses, are flowers. No, it's tree. So let's see, she's sneezing. And let's see if we can address. I know she's had some digestive stuff going on and healing with all of that inflammation in the GI tract and all that. So again, she doesn't have a completely healthy microbiome yet. I know you're working on that. So do we need to do more detox? Nope. Okay. Do we need to rebuild healthy gut flora? Yes. Saccharomyces boulardii. I would add the Saccharomyces boulardii. It's a Jarrow brand product. It's Saccharomyces boulardii. You could just go S boulardii, Boulardii, plus MOS. It's manna oligosaccharides. It's all in one. Twice a day for 1 month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Twice a day for 3 months. Don't use another probiotic with it, just by itself. It gobbles up unhealthy gut flora and helps rebalance that. Bring the healthy up and moves out the nasty stuff. So that will help rebalance her GI tract and her immune system. And then let's see, for overall, for just allergy support, you said sneezing. Snap myrrh, no. Allium cepa, no. What about Caliphos? Caliphosphorica 30C is what I would use. It's great for cats who have a lot of mucus, if they sound like they're really snotty. That's not a very good word. If they're a lot of drainage. So they might kind of cough up some clear stuff, slurpy. I don't know how I would describe it. But if you feel like there's mucus involved, Caliphos is your remedy. And that's awesome to use. It works very fast. So Caliphosphorica, she's super snotty. Okay, so it's Kali phosphorica. Let me write it in here so you can see. 430C. And you can get that at Whole Foods, Sprouts, whatever. Easy to find. It's very common. I'm glad she takes the ion gut support because that's part of the cleanup process. And I'm going to check one other thing. Heavy metal detox, chemical cleanse, no. Any intestinal detox, no. So the ion support, that is very, very good. Keep doing the ion gut. Add the S. boulardii. That will help rebalance the healthy gut flora. And you can address the allergy symptoms with Caliphos. And just, guys, remember when you have to switch the way you think about homeopathy compared to what you're normally used to with medication. You don't use homeopathy as a prophylactic. You use it to address specific symptoms, and the symptoms have to match the remedy. So every remedy has specific symptoms that it will address. When you're using a remedy, you may want to start once a day, twice a day. As you see the symptoms get less and less and less, you may drop once a day. And when you see the symptoms stop, you stop the remedy. It's pushing the body. Now, let me reword. It's boosting the body's own natural immune system to kick in and fight that particular issue. So you only want to boost it for a little while so that it can do what it needs to do on its own. So it's like driving that life force, okay? You don't want to keep giving a remedy forever and ever and ever and ever, because you can actually prove a remedy. And when you prove a remedy, it's like if a healthy person or a healthy animal you give a remedy to over and over and over and over again for something, it can actually create those symptoms. That's why they call it proving. So in a condition where you're addressing a symptom with homeopathy, you don't want to keep giving it, because you can actually start to create more of those same symptoms long term. So that's why I always tell people, when you see the symptoms stop the remedy, give the body a chance to use its own natural ability to heal and rebalance. We're just trying to help the body rebalance, okay? Hey there, Madison. Glad you could make it. Okay, so Susan, I think that was everything on Sweet Mia, and I'm so glad she's doing so well. Okay, so we go real quick, and I am going to look for Michelle. Okay. Okay, so let me pull up. Let me see if I got her picture. Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, so Michelle says, I adopted Kai at her age of 11. I didn't know her back history. She has been on canned and wet food since I've had her. Last August, she started having diarrhea and vomiting frequently. Took her to a conventional vet, had an ultrasound. They couldn't determine if it was, you said muscle them from, or if you could clarify that, that would be great, or IBD. They wanted to put her through surgery to determine what was happening. I declined surgery because of her age, did my own research, discovered me, Dr. Katie, two crazy cat ladies, changed Callie's protein source, started Chinese herbs for bowel support, and recently started a B complex. She greatly improved. Awesome. She is recently having excessive urination and vomited twice in the last 2 weeks. Was at the vet today for urinalysis and blood work. So I'm just wondering, excessive urination can be several different things. Do adrenals resonate? No. Blood sugar? No. So endocrine system? No. Let's see. Kidneys. Possibly kidneys are stressed. There's an imbalance there. Does bladder resonate? Yes. I'm wondering if she had kidney infection. Maybe not. Kidney infection resonate. Do kidneys resonate? Yes. Here's something for you guys to keep in mind. The bladder and the kidneys are sister organs. They're both part of the urinary system. So be really mindful when you are treating a bladder issue. It's often very smart to treat the kidneys. So if there's some kind of product that you can use that supports both of those, that's awesome. Or maybe sometimes it's necessary to do two different products, one to support the bladder and one to support the kidneys in some cases. Not all cases, but just something to kind of keep in mind. Okay, so let's see. So bladder is coming up. So let's see, is lymphocytes, I'm getting yes. Bacteria, yes. So I'm guessing there's some kind of a UTI going on. And it may not actually be UTI, well, although it's bacteria. So the cystitis, no. So some kind of urinary tract infection, I'll bet you. Vomiting twice. Vomiting, are there food sensitivities? Yes, there are. And so I would look at her proteins. Let's see what else I can pull out of here. You change the protein source. Are the Chinese herbs in her rice and biscuit? Yes. B complex, that's testing well. Diarrhea and vomiting. There's probably underlying food sensitivities. And let's go back once. Let's go back. Since you don't know her history, I'm just going to ask, are there environmental toxins in play? Yes. Do vaccines resonate? Yeah, there are. So we could do some vaccine detox for this kitty. Is the FVRCP vaccine? Yes. Does the rabies vaccine? Yes. I think that's the root cause of your issue. I don't necessarily think that it's food. When there's environmental toxins from things like over vaccination, that may have happened way before you got her, that can affect the bowels. You know, that's the house of the immune system. So that can cause, you know, chronic inflammation in that area. You can definitely get diarrhea and vomiting. So detox necessary at this time. I'm getting a yes. We could definitely do a cat health analysis and figure out, deep dive, what she needs to get back into balance, what we need to do to detox her tissues. And then let's see, is there one protein you're sensitive to? Nope. Are there two proteins? Are there three? There's three. Is chicken? Chicken is one. Is salmon? Salmon resonate? Nope. Does tuna resonate? Yes. Does turkey resonate? Does beef resonate? Does duck resonate? I think duck. So turkey, duck, tuna. Hopefully that helps. And let me see if there's anything else I want to make sure to look at. But S. boulardii. S. boulardii, once more. I mean, that's like my new go-to favorite supplement. I would put her on that for like 3 months, twice a day, and see if that can, I mean, I know it will help a great deal, cleaning out the microbiome. We still need to do some detox work though. But yeah, she's definitely resonating with over vaccination. And let me see if there's anything else. Underlying health condition. Yes. Is this due to environmental toxin? Yes. Is it due to emotional flux? No. Is this due to food? No. I think you're really looking at the environmental toxin. In most cases, that looks like vaccine in my experience. Environmental toxin, let's see, toxic exposure, toxin exposure, no. Pesticides, herbicides, no. So it's probably vaccine. That's my guess, based on what I see energetically going on here. So, okay, so S. boulardii. Get the S. boulardii by Jarrow. It's S. boulardii, Saccharomyces boulardii plus MOS. That's the one you want to get. It's it's eighth of a capsule twice a day. And you got to do it twice a day. They found that works best. So yeah. Okay. Oh, small cell lymphoma. That, you know, chronic inflammation in the intestines can definitely lead to small cell lymphoma. And when you think about what's in vaccines, you've got heavy metals, you've got toxic chemicals. and who knows what else she ate for 11 years, probably dry food. So it's like this perfect storm of toxins that sit in the gut for years and years and years and cause chronic inflammation. So thank you for rescuing her and all you're doing to try to turn her health around. You know, cats are pretty resilient, and if you give the body the tools it needs, you'd be surprised how much of a turn they can make. Um, so let me look at your comments here. Going back. Oh, let's see. Okay. So this is regarding Molly. We do add vitamins and minerals, but could focus more on EB taurine. Let's see. A few ago, she was limping on her back leg and moods. I don't know what you mean. You know, sometimes they can just jump and land wrong, and it's like a little muscle strain or something like that. That may be all that was. Yeah, I would go back and look at her diet, Molly's diet, and make sure it has got the right balance of proteins and the right balance of fat and all of the vitamins, minerals, omegas, all that good stuff. Because if that is off, it can cause just a host of health issues. So you really want to get that right. Okay. Yeah, Madison, I know it's so important. We're so trained to think like medication. No, I'll use it as a prophylactic. I'll use it as preventative. I'll just keep using it forever and ever. You don't want to use homeopathy like that. Okay. So let me see. Okay. This is where Molly. Her owners used to feed her canned tuna and egg for cats and kibble. Her belly seemed to be swollen up. Yeah, it's the kibble. Owner said if she would eat anything else, she would get diarrhea. That's because her microbiome was so out of balance. When you switch a cat's diet that's used to eating poor quality, they literally don't have the microflora, the microorganisms in the gut that digest all the food to be able to digest those other newer proteins. So that's why some cats' systems are so sensitive, and you have to go really slow, and you have to really take the time to rebuild that gut. So that makes sense to me. We do add vitamins and minerals, can focus more. Let's see. No, okay, so you said that. Oh, you're so welcome, Danielle. Okay, so Michelle, she has had no vaccines in the 4 years. I've had her. Okay, good. Yeah, I would just avoid any future vaccines, Michelle, but I think because they resonated, this is probably something that happened, well before you for sure. And there's just too much of that. It's affected her immune system. So we can detox it for sure. And, even if it's something a long time ago, if there was an adverse reaction that an owner didn't recognize and it compromised the immune system on some level, over years, that immune system can get worse and worse and worse and worse. So it's important that you address whatever you can address as soon as there's something wrong, because it can have detrimental outcomes down the road. I see it all the time. Okay, so let's look at this. So what about Catalyst and Oxycat? Pulse therapy or every day? I think Catalyst, because it is used as a digestive enzyme, it's great to use that if your cat is like super, super healthy, eats a raw diet, has no health issues at all, you could easily pulse Catalyst. If you're dealing with a cat that's, switching diets from poor quality to good quality to great quality, or that had some health challenges, definitely doesn't hurt to use Catalyst every day. Plus, it's got high antioxidant value to it as well. So that's awesome. Now, Oxycat, I don't know that you would need Oxycat every day. It's more, it really depends on what you're trying to use it for, you know? So Susan says, do I need to add fiber or psyllium husk? Well, let's find out. Let me go find out. Where's Miss Mia? Okay, Sue is adding psyllium husk to her diet in her highest and best good. Yes. Is it necessary? Yes. So does she need it daily? No. Does she need it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? 3 times a week, that would be fine. So pumpkin would be good. Would pumpkin be good? Would psyllium, coconut chips? You could even do like coconut chips. I know Cocoa Therapy makes a great product. And it's just, I mean, I used it tonight. They have coconut chips and they're, little tiny crumbles, and you just mix it into the food. That's also really, really good fiber source. And it's food for the probiotics. So it's good to add some kind of source like that, like a psyllium, like a coconut, acacia fiber, things like that are really good sources of fiber, which feed the probiotics. So yeah, she would definitely benefit from that. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I missed, you guys. We are done. Does anybody have any other questions before I jump off? So, okay. Well, I think that is it. I want to just thank you guys so much for showing up and submitting your babies. So let me take a look at them for you and see what we can do to help get them on track or give you some tools and some ideas. Okay, I do have one question from Susan. Sorry, I missed this one. She says, okay, so Mia also uses little robots. Strangely, she sticks her butt out of the opening instead of pushing her head out of the opening. As a result, she pees on her leg. The litter robot box itself may be a stressor. Not all cats like the hood, not all cats like the machines. It just makes them uneasy because it does its thing. And then you also have to consider that it might be the litter. So if the litter's different, if the litter hasn't changed, then it's probably the machine itself. She's just not super comfortable. And she doesn't want to go in all the way. So you may want to try adding a second litter box that's not covered, that's just a standard, high wall litter box kind of thing, and see where she prefers to use. And that will probably give you the answer. Okay, so I make sure I answered all the questions. Okay. So if you are interested in working with me and doing an optimal cat health analysis on the shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com, look under services, and under services, go to cat health. And then under cat health, you're going to see optimal cat health analysis. It's the kitty in the doctor's coat. And that is the deep dive with muscle testing. And it includes energetic healing work. It includes identifying everything that's imbalance or stressors in the body. It identifies emotional blocks as well. And then recommendations based on everything that's found, and protocols, where to start, recommended products, and all of that good stuff. So that's what I would start with for sure. Teresa, the brand of coconut chips is Cocoa Therapy. Just go to cocotherapy.com. Not expensive at all. Great company, great family-owned business, organic stuff. It's awesome. Responsibly sourced coconut, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have, okay, one other question. Um, what sort of energy healing would you recommend? The What I do with the optimal cat health analysis includes energetic healing on stressors, releasing the outer layer of stress associated with things that were imbalanced or blocked or whatever. So that kind of you take off that outer layer of stress. It allows the body to start healing itself. I don't heal anything. The cat heals itself. The body heals itself. We just try to remove as many layers of stressors as possible, and then give the body the tools it needs so it can do the work it needs to do. Um, let's see if there was any other comment that I needed to answer about that. Okay. Well, if you guys have other questions, you are welcome to send me an email at Pam@Purrrfectly Holistic, and happy to help answer, help you guys get your kitties on track, answer other questions, whatever we need to do to, provide your kitty a very healthy and happy long life. And thank you again for coming in and hanging out with me this evening. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll do this again next month. Okay. Y'all take care. Have a great night. Bye.